This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Joining us today is Andrew Bell, the CEO of Red Rock Resources. Thank you for your time, Andrew. How are things?
They're good, thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us. Let's catch up on a few bits of developments from the company and things that have been perhaps keeping you busier. First of all, new Ballarat Gold, the Australian project there, the company taking 100% ownership of the project here. So what opportunity do you see here and that's led to you taking 100% ownership, full control?
It seemed more sensible that this project should be under the ownership of one party rather than two in order to progress it. And it was more central to what we're doing than it was to POW, who are doing a number of other things. So this was a logical way to get the best fit for both companies. We particularly liked the project because we like gold. We've known these projects for a long time. I think the new management of Power Metal doesn't know them so well. So that's why it will happen.
Okay, so what are you planning any work on this project anytime soon?
Well, we have people working there all the time. And we have, as you may know, a couple of old mines, underground mines, one of which we're going to explore further, drill, and one of which we've drilled already, and where we've got some quite good results. And we are beginning to build up a picture of what might be necessary to bring that to the point where we could bring it into production. And we think that there are facilities nearby that we could use. But as I say, it's an old mine. Our target is to produce, say, something between 130, 1.2 million ounce mineable resource at about over 7 grams a ton. And we see that as being feasible. We think we get a resource shorter term, a small one, which would enable us to go for a mining license quite quickly. So we're looking at the pathways to that. At the same time, we are aware that Southern Cross, just on our eastern boundary, we straddle two zones, the Bendigo zone and just to its east, the Melbourne zone. The Melbourne zone has a great history as a big antimony producer. The mines that have produced antimony there in the past and now, for example, Costerfield just to our north. Southern Cross drilling just to our east, they've seen their price go from 20 cents to $2.80 in the last year or so, and they've gone to about, a $500 million plus, $700 million market value. They're now being reabsorbed by their parent in Canada, Mawson. They've done 50,000 meters drilling, planning another 50,000 right on our border. Now to our southeast there, near our Kilmore license, there is an intrusive, and they appear to be finding the gold in a dike on a little away from the northern edge of the intrusive. That dike system seems to go on to the west and then down to the south through our ground. And historically, in that area, there have been small mines producing at 140, 200 grams within our ground. So the important thing for us is to find the similarities and potential continuations of the kind of mineralization that Southern Cross have got, and to identify in particular areas of high antimony where we might be able to, again, get a result. Because Southern Cross, looking at Sunday Creek, where they've got spectacular results, of course, needed to drill, they're using a figure of something over 7 grams a ton gold equivalent. People said to them, well, why do you say gold equivalent when some of this is antimony? And they say, because in our estimation, and of course we are estimating at this stage because they haven't got a resource, let alone a reserve. In their estimation, the antimony is likely to be economic on its own, in its own right, as well as the gold. And so with the antimony mining history, the district to the north, with the results from Southern Cross, I think we would want to look at the antimony as well. So with all these prospects and very good ground, the gold price up, we have been talking to a number of, I think we've made that clear, a number of potential partners, backdoor listings, and so on in Australia. We continue to have those discussions. At the same time, we are doing some geochemistry, reinterpretation of the satellite data that we had done before, and planning what a drill campaign would look like at Sporinga, which is a project that we've drilled and which is just to the west of the Ballarat mine.
Okay.
So that's it.
Okay, so looking at doing geochem, going over these satellite imagery and planning a drill program. You talked about the backdoor into the Australian stock exchange there. Would you be looking to do some work to move up the value curve a little bit and then get into doing perhaps a listing over there, an IPO in its own right?
Yeah, well, whether we go into a shell or whether we don't, the pathways ahead, the ways to add value to the project, look much the same. So we're looking at them and developing them, and keeping a very open mind as to the possibilities of cooperation and what additional capabilities that might bring to us.
Okay, good stuff.
But in principle, we're pretty favourable to the idea.
Okay. Bikina Faso then, Andrew, what's been going on here?
We are expecting to have a number of concentrators on site within a very short period. If I say next week, everyone will say by Tuesday or Wednesday, why isn't it there yet? But within a short period, some of this equipment is on its way there already. So we have the personnel side, the supply side, the equipment side, the accommodation side, and the heavy equipment side, and the earth-moving equipment side. All of these things have to be run. What's been keeping us busy is getting all of them organized, and there's a lot of running around in the later stages of something like this. But we will have people on site, and we will be working shortly. I'll be flying to Bikina Faso Tuesday of next week. I could be there a matter of weeks, and so the next updates will come from there.
Okay. Look forward to seeing what that happens next week then, Andrew. And finally, your famous DRC and the ongoing arbitration. Where are you with that?
We're making good progress. We're in a position to speed that progress up now, and I hope we will. There is always the problem having to be 2 or 3 places at once. But yeah, that's very close to the top of the agenda.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Just at the top at the moment.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time today. Andrew Bell, the CEO of Red Rock Resources.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.